Alrighty, what's going on, man? I'm not gonna be here too long tonight, but what we're going to do is a quick video um, with you guys on. I did a upload video. Give me 1 second. Let me close my door real quick. All right, cool. So I did a video, I think about 2 weeks ago, on how you can get your stems out of your MPC in Reason. And let's see here. Let's get all right. How you can get your stems out of the MPC. Specifically, this machine, maybe you have the MPC 1 Gen 2. Or if you have the new firmware version 3.9, they made it really easy to pull your stems out of this machine. And I'm going to show you guys that, and I'm just gonna move a little slow. In the video, I kind of broke it down, but I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 beats. That way I can show you how quick this process is. I think sometimes people just really don't know how quick this process is, and I'm gonna break it down for you guys today. All right, cool deal. It's super easy, and it's super simple. All right, so you really don't need to see the whole machine, but I have my hands here just to here whatnot. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. So basically what you need is first thing you need to do when doing this, make sure that you put your machine in controller mode. And what you can do is open up Reason 14, and you want to navigate to your MPC 3 plugin. I have 2 on here. Just never had a chance to uninstall it, but 3 is what you want. MPC 3. All right. You're going to load the VST3 into Reason. Okay. Now that will initialize the software to sync up with this machine here, or whatever machine that you do have. All right. And once you do that, if you know Reason, you just hit this little arrow pointing up, and it'll open up the screen here. All right. And I'm gonna keep it open. That way I can go back and forth. All right. So we don't have a beat open up. Okay. So here on the MPC, you would want to navigate to your beats on your MPC, because my SD card is plugged into here. Okay. So we'll just go and just navigate to wherever you got your beats at, no matter where you got it at or whatnot. All right. And it's a folder in here I was going to open up just so we can use this as an example. All right, so we got this one beat in this particular folder that I made here, and I'm going to open it up. So you just basically highlight it and you load it. And you can see here it's loading here, and it's loading on the screen. All right. As that load up. Okay, cool. We're missing an instrument in here, and it's probably from an older version I had on maybe the XSC or the Gen 1 or this one. I sold my Gen 1 and everything like that, but we're just going to go ahead and hit OK. Now, once you hit OK, your beat that you have that you just open up, it's basically going to play in Reason. Okay, so if we move this over to the right here, so you can actually see the meters on the track panel. All right. You don't hit play on this device. It's basically Reason is the master clock or the master sequencer. Okay. So once you hit play in Reason, and you can hear it doesn't sound like it's in sync. That's because we got to make sure that our tempo that is in the session on the MPC is the same tempo that is in Reason. Okay, so right now Reason tempo is 135. On this session here is 156.5. Okay, so we need to change the tempo in Reason to 156.5. All right. All right. Now that we have that changed, this should sound like it need to. We're just gonna play this one right here. All right, cool deal. So, you know what I'm saying, you get the gist. All right, so this plugin right here is missing, this fabric plugin. And let me see here. Yeah, it was missing the fabric plugin. Not exactly sure what was on that one. Let's see if we got any data here. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the it was the fabric plugin, but what it was. So what we can do here is just kind of fill that in. It was the older beat, so no tripping. But what we can do is it was probably something VST3. I was kind of playing around on the standalone, but let's just go ahead and load up fabric. Yeah, it was this one right here. It's probably this one right here. Wait a minute. Y'all give me 1 second. Okay, that's the reason why. My stuff is not activated. Let me activate this real quick. It's probably not activated on the controller mode side. All right. Let me make sure everything is activated in here. No wonder I was getting a lot of stuff that wasn't activated or whatnot as far as plugins. So let me just activate all this stuff real quick. You want to make sure when you get this, you activate on the standalone mode and the controller mode. It'll help out a little bit better. All right, cool. So now we have everything activated. What I'm gonna do is reload this beat. All right, let's load it up again. And that should bring in that sound that was missing. You didn't see that error there, so. All right, let's go to the main window. There we go. So the sound that was missing, you know what I'm saying, it's there because I didn't activate it on the controller mode. I hadn't used controller mode since I got this machine right here. I've been using the Gen 2 mostly on standalone mode. Okay, once you get all your activations done on your controller mode, what you want to do, as we was proceeding before, just make sure everything is playing. All right, cool deal. What we're gonna do now is just basically copy this clip sequence here, and what I'm gonna do is just delete that and just copy this clip there and delete it out there. That way I know I have two different, you know what I'm saying, sequences. Okay, just rock with me. All right, super easy. Now once you probably will already have everything activated and you ain't got to go through all of that, but the whole purpose of it is just to make sure that you load the MPC 3. Just want to make sure I had a Yeah, I just want to make sure I had volume coming through. The whole thing of it is you want to make sure you have the MPC3 plug-in as a track in Reason. Okay, once you confirm sound, you got everything loaded up or whatnot. This is where it gets super, super easy, man. You want to navigate in the MPC3 software plugin, go to the mixer window. Okay. What you want to do next is, if you know all your instruments, you know where everything is at. Okay, we got a couple of tracks. Look like these 2 and 3 doesn't have anything going on those. So what we're gonna do is just we could just delete those there because we don't have anything going on. You can see it right here. All right, so I'm just gonna delete those real quick. 2 and the MIDI track. That's what that is. Yep, we'll delete that MIDI track. Yeah, delete that out of there. All right, cool. All right, so we now simplified our track count. It's even less. And when we go to the clip view, everything is like in line and we don't have any spaces. All right, so that's what I mean, just cleaning everything up. Good example. All right, cool. Because sometimes your tracks may be like that. You may have a track and you just didn't put anything on it. It may be like that. All right. So again, going back to that mixer channel, this is where it is very important in Reason. Now it just depends on your audio interface. All right. I'm using an 8-channel. I'm using an 8-channel interface, which totals up to I think 32 ins and 32 outs. Okay. Your interface may be 2 in, 2 out. Your interface may be 4 in, 6 out. It may be 6 in and, you know what I'm saying, motherfucking 12 out. It may be 8 in, 8 out. Whatever the outputs is for your interface, it just really don't matter. But long as you can, you know what I'm saying, change your outputs, this is where it's going to count. So in this case right here, what I want to do, you can see with my interface, I have 32 outs and that I can take advantage of, if that makes any sense. Okay. So we got output 1 and 2. We're going to choose output 3 and 4 for this second track. Then we're going to choose output 5 and 6. And then on the 4th track, we're going to choose output 7 and 8. Next one, 9 and 10. Next one, 11 and 12. Next one, 13 and 14. It's going to make sense. All right. It's just the way Reason works and everything like that based on the output. Follow me. Follow me. All right. So once you do that and you change the outputs on all of your tracks, in some cases, you may have to group tracks. In some cases, you just may be working with a 2 in, 2 out interface. You may have to just solo and take it track for track at a time. Okay. No matter how many ins and outs or outputs on your interface, just take it track for track at a time. It's not going to be like a mine's because I have a interface that has a boatload of outputs and inputs. Okay. All right. But what matters is changing the outputs accordingly. Okay, if it's ascending, go ahead and ascend it. If it's just 1 and 2, just keep it on output 1 and 2 solo and do your thing. But it's gonna make sense. This is where it's gonna catch a lot of people at, because I showed it in the video, but it's trial and error. All right, that's why I'm doing this live stream, because I had somebody question me in a comment on the process and everything like that, and I was trying to explain. So I'm just doing a live stream just to, you know what I'm saying, just for, you know, checks and balances. All right, cool. So once you change your outputs on all of your tracks, okay, we ain't got nothing else playing on the sub mix. We ain't got nothing on the returns. All you're going to hear is this red track, because what the plugin is doing, this situation here, with Reason, is it's reading output 1 and 2 to your interface. So going out to your speakers, coming into my headphones, going to the stream, is streaming output 1 and 2 via the interface. That's why you hear the red track, which is the drums. You don't hear all the other tracks, right? Because we don't have those allocated to a dedicated output stream, or, you know what I'm saying, have the outputs going out of the DAW, which is Reason. Okay. So this is where it makes sense. Okay, what you got to do is pull up the rack view. All right, this is the rack view. We're gonna go ahead and hide this real quick. I'll bring this down, or should I say, let me just exit out. All right, we're gonna pull up the rack view. In the rack view, the MPC3 software is gonna be, as a mix channel. All right, makes sense. All right, cool. It's gonna be a mix channel. In order to individually route output out of quote unquote the VST3, which is the MPC3 software, you have to break out the audio that is basically by default going out 1 and 2 to your headphone output speakers of your interface, only implying for a multi-channel output interface. If you got a simple 2 in, 2 out interface, this doesn't apply for you. Okay. All right. So you have to break out the signal chains, the signal routing for as the outputs is concerned. If you tab over in the rack view for the MPC3 VST, you don't see anything. Okay. You can do it 2 ways. You can hit the drop down button for CV programmer, hit tab, and now you have your optional audio outputs for this particular VST. Or you could tab over and look for optional inputs and outputs, click on that, and it'll be there. Either way, it doesn't matter. You understand what I'm saying? Either way, you know what I'm saying? You're going to look for 2 things: front side, CV programmer; back side, optional inputs, outputs. Got it? Cool deal. All right, the next thing you want to do, think of this as you're using a VST drum machine, and you want to run your, in that drum machine, you want to run, the individual outs of that drum machine so you can mix each of the sounds. In Reason, it's set up a little differently as most DAWs. Most DAWs, you can run the outputs and just output, create another track, input, from that particular output. Reason works a little differently. They have they have 2 different type of channels or tracks. They have audio tracks and they have mix channels. I don't know. Look, I don't work on the design team. I'm just telling you what I know. You know what I'm saying? You got to choose the right one. You feel me? And it's going to be mixer channels, not audio tracks. Because if you do audio tracks, it ain't going to work. You got to do mixer channels. Mixer channels is the ins and outs of Reason. Okay. And the only reason why they have it that way is because the mixer that they have is based on the output to your DAW, if that make the output to your audio interface or sound card, if that makes sense. So that's why they created mix channels and then separately audio channels or audio tracks within for recording purposes. Again, that's something that they need to clean up. I'm not on the team to recommend some of that shit. Maybe it's the way they have it built. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? What's going on with you? What's going on? Added 3011. Eddie Arai. Appreciate. Oh, that man. That's a spammer, man. All right, cool. But anyway, though, what you want to do is we want to create mixer channels for each of the tracks that we change the outputs for in that software, or should I say the tracks that are inside of this MPC project. Okay, so you remember when we changed it to output 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12, 13 and 14. We need to create mixer channels for those. All right. So super easy. Once you break out and show the optional inputs and outputs for the MPC3 VST3 plugin / software on the mixer channel, you got to break that out. Okay. So what you can do is right click on 3 and 4 because you already have that 3 and 4 pair, right? You want to right click and route to new mix channel. Bam. Just like that. Or you could take it the hard route. Let's undo that. You can take it the hard route and go into a blank space, right click, add mix channel, and then drag down 3 and 4 into the input. Same situation. It's just, if you know reason and you know your shortcuts, it's tomato or tomato. You feel what I'm saying? But you're going to do 3 and 4, right click, route to new mixer channel. 5, route to new mixer channel. 7. Oh, yeah, there you go. Route to new mixer channel. My mouse was hung up on this little thing on the thing. 9, route to new mixer channel. 11 and 12, route to new mixer channel. 13 and 14, route to new mixer channel. Fun fact, if you're new to Reason, you don't know how this process works, it's brand new to you. On this backside, if it's lit up green, let me repeat that again. On the backside, inputs or outputs, if it's lit up green, you can route it to a mixer channel. That'll let you know how many inputs and outputs that you can play around with. You notice here on the MPC3 side of things, the inputs, we don't have an input because the machine, the MPC, is the input. So the only thing you're outputting is what's going on inside of Reason by way of the MPC3 VST3 software. All right, cool. So we created our mix channels and everything like that. If we had more tracks, then we'll do another stereo pair at 15 and 16, and we still got another 8 pair. So in essence, you have 16 stereo outs or 32 mono outs. So if you want to run your drums in mono, hey, more than welcome to do that. Let me show you that little bit real quick. So let's say, for instance, if we basically exploded the drum track, which is this red one right here, the first one, we could just take, let's say this red one was a kick and we exploded and it was a kick, right? Okay. What you'll do is you go to the output and it's going to give you a stereo pair first, because most of the tracks that you create in the MPC is, stereo. But if you want that kick to be mono, you just scroll down and you would choose right here where they have output 1 and 2, 1, output 1 and 2, 2. They could have did a little bit better naming these and just saying output 1, output 2. But hey, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's output 1 and 2, 1, output 1 and 2, 2, output 3 and 4, 3, output 3 and 4, 4, so forth and so on, all the way down to 32. You feel what I'm saying? But the stereo pair runs first, sub mixes run at the top. Okay, because you can, let's say for instance, group, you got a hip hop kit and you have a percussion kit and you may have some I don't know, some type of drum loop, and you can group all of those and route them to a sub mix, and then you can route that sub mix out to whatever output that you want. Okay, so it's very, very flexible in that need. So let's say for instance we did do that process of having 3 separate drum tracks and we route them to a sub mix. We could change that output on sub mix 1 and go on the back side of our rack and choose 17 and 18 mix channel right there. You feel what I'm saying? So hope you didn't get lost in the sauce, but I hope this makes sense. You feel me? So basically, let me explain it again. You got tracks right here. We got 1, 2, 3. We got 7 tracks, and you're gonna have 7 different outputs. Fix that first in the MPC3 software VST. All right. Again, you're gonna go to the rack, or should I say that mixer channel, tab over to see the backside of the rack, look for optional inputs and outputs, and then just start routing. Right click on the odd number, right click on the odd number, right click on the odd number. And once you right click on the odd number, click on route to new mix channel, and it'll create a stereo mix channel for you. Once you have all of that done, okay, once you have all of that done, just remember the main output for this first mixer channel is basically going to be your one track, which is this drum track right here. Okay. Once you have that done, that's it. You can hit play now, and everything is going to be on its own mixer channel demonstration. that first track in red, that's the drums. Let me see if I can bring up side by side view here. All right, so that's red track. The pink track right here. Pink track. This bass line, which is orange. And we got acoustic guitar right here in this light green track. We got some overheads right here in green. Strings, which is that plugin that was missing. I had to activate it on the controller mode side. It's right here, this Carolina blue. And then in this dark Duke blue, we got a sax. All right. And when you solo, whatever you're doing, you solo it in the MPC software, it's going to solo here. So basically, if you really look at it in a nutshell, all you did was just basically, just imagine it like this. You took the MPC and you hooked it up to a hardware mixer, a Mackie mixer, a Yamaha mixer, motherfucking goddamn Allen Heath, you know what I'm saying, Studio Live mixer, you know what I'm saying, any of those mixers. Just imagine you taking this right here, and this MPC had multiple outputs on the backside, and you routing those to a mixer. Hence, that's what you have in Reason. Just to give you kind of like a real world sense of it and whatnot. Okay, so that's basically how we have it. Output of here, track per track, to the mixer inside of Reason. And to make it even easier, let's go ahead and get rid of these audio tracks so that we have here in the sequencer view here. We're just gonna cut those out of there. All right, so I'm showing you verbatim, you know what I'm saying? So that's what you have. All right, you go here, we're gonna pull up. That's soloed right there, right? Okay, cool. All right. So another cool thing is the track panel. If you know anything about Reason 14 and the track panel, what you could do now is, let's say for instance, we're gonna take this bass channel, right? So this bass channel, if you just want to stay in the sequencer view, you could just go ahead and choose this 3 box right here underneath where you pop out the VST. Just choose the number 3 box, and you can apply effects only to the bass channel. If you want to just apply effects to the drums, you click on the 1 box because you know that's your drum track, and then you can apply effects there. So that's the benefit of having the track panel coincide with the mixer channel, because once you have one instrument, whether it's a drum VST, a contact player, and you want you want to change the outputs of that contact player to multiple outputs so you can have more control of the mix, that's where these numbers kind of lie underneath the instrument VST, and you can apply effects while you're arranging out. That's why a lot of people were excited about Reason 14 and the workflow of it, because of that number one reason right there, man. So it's a really, really cool deal. But you know what I'm saying, that's not for this particular video and everything like that, but I just wanted to show you that. All right, so cool. So now that you got the gist of it and everything, you got all your tracks pumping through the mix channel, and it's showing up on your mixer channel. It's showing up on your mixer window or whatnot. You can go in here and you can start mixing it however you want to. You feel me? You can add your motherfucking VSTs, or you can just use the mixer channel itself. It's your prerogative at this point. But remember, if you go into the software and you start soloing in the software, You know what I'm saying? The software is basically it is the hub for the sounds and stuff like that. Okay, just remember that. So it's better just to control it in the mixer. All right, cool deal. All right, so I'm not gonna do any mixing on here because this is gonna be a real short stream and everything like that. I just kind of wanted to show you guys how quick this shit is, whatnot. Because I'm gonna open up another beat and I'm gonna go super fast. I ain't gonna say nothing because I want y'all to understand how quick this shit is. All right, cool. So you got this done. The next step is even simpler. All you gotta do is go right here at the top left of your sequencer window. Choose the pencil tool. Draw out one block for your 8 bars, 16 bars, 4 bars, how many ever bars it is on your sequencer. Okay, and we're just gonna hit play just for checks and balances. We got an 8 bar loop, right? So you draw your block for 8 bar loop. The reason why you're doing this is because for some reason, just the way they built Reason, for some reason, when you want to bounce out in place, you got to have a MIDI clip or some type of bar in here. Now we could draw MIDI in here all goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, but you ain't triggering nothing because again, the MPC via the MPC software is the instrument. So you already got sound. All right. But for some reason, you got to have a MIDI bar in here. Once you draw out this simple as nothing in it, a MIDI bar or MIDI clip, should I say, right click, look for bounce in place. Watch this. Save and you're done. That's it. That's all you got to do. Mute the MIDI clip track. Hit play. Oh, I'm sorry. One step. I forgot to tell you. What you got to do on the MPC, mute all your tracks. Because what it's doing is it's still pulling the audio. Remember I told y'all the audio, just imagine the audio coming out of here track for track. Okay, and you hooked it up to Reason mixer and everything. You got to mute all your tracks in here because otherwise you got this audio coming from the MPC and you got the audio that you just created the stems with. So you got to mute the source audio. Okay, once you muted the source audio and mute your source track, which is this one right here, and I'm gonna change the color so you guys can be more I could be more organized here. Let's change the burgundy. All right, cool. So once you mute that red track, which is the MPC VST3 software, once you mute that and you mute your MPC, you got your stems. Now, you see what I did when I changed that color? Because you went multi-out on the MPC3 software. You remember we got all these numbers that's grouped together right here at the top left corner underneath the VST? That's because it's a group. It's just the way they made Reason. Just the way they made Reason. Because you basically took the outputs of that one sound source and you put them on mixed channels. You know what I'm saying? You have to basically mute here and then mute that as well. But it breaks it out separately in the audio tracks or mixed channels and stuff like that. So the mixer is basically telling you what's going on. Okay, so that's why when I changed the color, these mixed channels are, guess what? They coincide with the main track, or should I say the main channel, which is the MPC software. All right, cool. So we was to mute our stems, as you can see here, our stems is in orange, right? If we was to mute these and unmute everything on the MPC, now mute everything there and then play it now. Oops, sorry, let's There's no signal loss. There's no signal degradation. I mean, it's what you hear here, you're going to hear it in there. So I know there's been a lot of questions about, well, why you just don't track it out through processors and stuff like that. You can. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't going to line up right. Someone that made a comment about that, and, you know what I'm saying, I kind of told them, it's your prerogative. It's what you want to do. You want to track out real fast. Let's say you got 10 beats you made and you want to put a beat tape out. It's probably going to take you a week to track out all those beats. And, you know, if you just a person that just make beats all day and you ain't got no job, no responsibilities, you probably do that shit in a day. But, you know, if you're a man and you got responsibilities and stuff like that, probably take you a week to track out 10 beats, track for track, run them through your favorite preamps and hardware and processors and stuff like that. It's going to take some time. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever your workflow is. It may take you a whole day. I don't know. But it's going to take you some time because you're going to have to line it up. I've tried everything with Reason and multiple different MPCs. I had 3 of them. So I tried everything, and it's always, where the camera at? It's always that much off. That much. I mean, it could be a millisecond off, and it never will loop back right. It never will loop back right. It always had that little in there, and you have to move it manually on each track. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I was kind of happy. Not kind of. I was super happy when they integrated, you know what I'm saying, the software to work, you know what I'm saying, in multiple DAWs. Hence, you know, the big announcement of the 3.9 and stuff like that, because this allows you to get everything lined up, ready to go and stuff like that. Because I did try using Ableton Link in here, works really well as well for tracking out through your processors and whatnot, but there's still a little hint of a hesitation where you gotta move each one of them and stuff like that, and that shit will start to get aggravating. So that's when the guy, someone commented, he was asking about, well, you know what I'm saying, why you just don't use hardware to track out and stuff like that. You can, like I said, if that's something that you love to do, go for it. But the cool thing about it is, once you have it either in the red or you have it in the orange, you ain't gotta stem it out. You could just stream it from the goddamn software. You could still, you know what I'm saying, take the mix channels and I'm gonna give you an example here. You could go to the mix channels here, and now you could break the direct out. This cable that's dangling. No homo. But this cable that's dangling, you can now bring that up to your audio input and output that's connected to your sound card. And now you can run that to, let's say on my interface, I have a Motu 828, so it's 8 analog outs, or should I say it's 10 analog outs. So I can hook it up to 3 and 4. Now 3 and 4 is going to go to my patch bay, and I can hook that up to, let's say, my stereo bus compressor. I can hook it up to my 2 SSLs, 2 preamps, motherfucking Chroma console, and then I can come back in on a separate audio track. If I was to go here, create an audio track, and then I just monitor that input, or, you know what I'm saying, record the input and choose any one of them that I have going it back into the interface or whatnot. So you can take that route as well. So either way you go, you can stem it out, process it later. You can process it via MIDI sync, or you could do what I'm just now showing you, which is the easy way out, and just really, you know what I'm saying, say fuck it. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna stem it out and fuck with it later. And you can bring it into Pro Tools. Now you can take these tracks that are in orange, you can bounce them out, you can bring them into Pro Tools, Studio One, Reaper, whatever you use, and mix it, you know what I'm saying, separately or whatnot. Okay. Now let me go back and fix that shit. What I got hooked up right there. All right. So if you understand Reason and how it works, it's a little bit complex, but if you're a nerd like I am, and I deal with ins and outs all day. That's my job. I work in IT by way of audio visual work. So everything about my job is always is somewhere where something has an input and something has an output. So it's second nature to me. But you know what I'm saying? What goes in always gonna have an out. All right. So you coming in here, you could break out this mix channel and go directly out to our output. Okay, cool deal. So that was just for demonstration purposes right there on the red. Now, coming back here, we got the orange, right? So we got our stems, okay? And you got this right here. Technically speaking, you really don't need the red shit no more. So you can just highlight all that bullshit, take those mixer channels. Bye, Felicia. You don't need it no more. All right? Keep that same stereo track that you got right there for us, the MPC software. You see that? Yes, sir. Go on that backside. When we deleted those red tracks, it got rid of those mixer channels. If you need to, let's say for instance, create something on the fly, just go ahead and create you another mixer channel. Boom. Just like that. If you don't need it again, cut the bitch. Just that simple. All right? But what's more important is you got the stems. All right, cool. Now, once you got those stems, the easy part, if you're ready to go ahead and bring it into, let me hide this QR code real quick. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right, cool. So now if you're ready to stem it out to Studio One, Pro Tools, if you're mixing Fruity Loops, or whatever your favorite DAW for mixing or whatnot, you'll go to File, you go to Bounce Mixer Channels, highlight those orange channels. And if you want an MP3 or a WAV file, 2-track, hit master section, loop, audio files and disc. Make sure you choose 48, 24, always recommended. You know what I'm saying? Change it to WAV file or whatever your file type of choice. And make sure you hit apply mixer settings all, because what happens is you may do a little bit of mixing on the mixer channels. Well, I'm in the box mixer menu right now. You can't really do nothing with that. It's gonna stay on this window right here. But let's say, for instance, on the mixer channels, you may apply a little bit of EQ, a little bit of compression, added a little bit of reverb, added a plug in here, a plug in there. What you want all of that sound. So you need to have all checked off. If you have everything all except fader section, then it's not going to take the faders. Let's say, for instance, on the Reason mixer, you turn something down here, turn something down there, turn something up there, or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna take that into account. It's just gonna give you straight nominal volume and stuff like that. Okay, or none is just basically what you hear playing. That's what you're gonna get. I always choose all. Been doing it since I've been actually working with Reason off and on since 2002. Okay, so that's why I'm back on it, because technology has evolutionized, if that's a word. Technology has definitely grown up, if that makes any sense. Okay, but once you got all these settings correctly and stuff like that, you just hit OK, and now you got a folder with these stems as you see it on the screen. Okay, that's simple. That's it. Okay, now I'm gonna do another beat for you guys, and I'm gonna show you how quick this shit is. All right, go ahead and pull up this chat window. What's going on, motherfucking Cali Hayes up in this bitch? Oh, what's going on, bro? Yeah, so we're just gonna save this right here. We're just gonna call this, what is this beat called? I'm black. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck that meant. I be naming beats just fucking stupid or whatnot. But we're gonna call that I'm black. All right, cool. All right, and what you can do now is just rinse and repeat the same process. So normally what I do, I just close out a Reason, reopen up a new project. You can see on the MPC that is it returns back to an option of getting back into standalone mode, or you can stay in controller mode. It just depends on what you want to do. If you want to cook up a new beat in standalone mode, you can do that. Once you finish that beat in standalone mode, engage it back into controller mode, and you're going to be back to this red screen. All right. So what you want to do, same process before. Go find your MPC3 software. Load that motherfucker up. All right. If you got a template already in Reason, you don't want to be confused. Get rid of all those damn tracks. I ain't say copy them. I said cut them. All right, there you go. So now you have your MPC3 software. Here it is right here. Let me drag it up off this other window. All right, here it is right here. Go back to your MPC, and I'm going to shut the fuck up, and I'm going to show you how quick this shit is. Let me find a track real quick. Yeah, we got one right here. All right, now I'm going to be quiet because I'm going to show you how quick this shit is. All right, that's because our tempos is offset. All right, so it's 85 on the MPC. I'm gonna make that 85 in Reason. So you notice I'm just kind of getting my volumes and panning correctly here. All right, cool. And I'm gonna shut the fuck up and I'm gonna show you how quick this shit is. And 11, 12, and 13, 14. We got 7. All right, cool. Right there. All right. Bring up there. Track. I thought I said I was gonna shut the fuck up. And I think we got one more. Yeah. All right, cool. That's it. And now we can go ahead and add drums. So let's say, for instance, I'm just going to pull up a random drum VST. So, I needed some drums, right? So we just go ahead. Now we can add drums to this track. This is going to be tough because I'm going to have to get out of controller mode. So we basically done. So what I'm going to do is just mute that. And I'm just going to delete. Hold on one second. Bitches don't save me. Let me go ahead and say this real quick. What I call that bitch? Bitches don't save me. Damn. I must have been pissed off that day. Don't save me. All right, cool. We'll save that right there. And what I'm gonna do is just basically get rid of that software. You saw how quick that shit was? Like you done. You know what I'm saying? All right, get rid of that. Once we get rid of that, this is gonna go back into, okay, it's gonna say, you wanna go back to standalone? Sure. Go back to standalone. For some reason, the controller mode, I can't get controller mode. In controller mode, I can't get it to work as a controller in Reason. I don't know why, but it works for me going back to standalone mode. Let me get what I need to get off of the project itself, and then I can control what I need to control. All right. I don't know. All right, cool. And what we're going to do, once this load up, this template load up here. All right, I just changed this to MIDI. Then I'll go here and should be able to see. Okay. So we're just going to choose like a random ass kit here. Let's see. All right, we just choose something here, and then you just hit play. Now, of course, those tracks are loud because they came out of the MPC, and you're gonna get some pretty good, pretty good quality there. All right, let me go here. All right, just show y'all what I got going on here, and I'm just gonna turn those down just a tad bit. And let's gonna put this back on loop. All right, and we'll just record that. All right, cool. We got a 4-bar loop, and all y'all guys know how to make beats. Just quantize that shit. I'm just gonna add that in there because I already got it going. Dub that and we will go ahead and select all, quantize that, and now you can hear the difference between the MPC quality and then what you do on the VST. You see what I'm saying? So that kind of questions, and that's a debate. It's like, is the MPC quality streamed through USB just as good as the analog outputs? Is it the machine dependent? Is it because it's a Key 37, or if you have the flagship XL? I'm not exactly sure because I don't have XL, but that's a debatable thing, and I really would love to kind of check that out and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a video I'm gonna have to do later on down the road. But you know what I'm saying, you can hear the difference between audio that you do in Reason versus what you do with the stems that you created out of the USB stream via the MPC and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But you saw how quick that was? I mean, most people would still probably be trying to track out and line up shit on the second to last track, or, you know what I'm saying? It's just easy, man. It's just easy. And you're done. So you save it. Cool. What you do, close that out. All right. You want to do another one? We'll do one more. All right, cool deal. So we're already in standalone mode, right? So what we're going to do is go to menu, put this bitch in standalone mode. Don't save. All right. I'm sorry. We're going to put it in controller mode. All right. So once you got that red screen, you know you're in controller mode. I'm going to simplify this for you guys one more time. All right. So you got a blank canvas. So go down to MPC 3. How many beats we did? 2 beats so far? Tracking out. That's it. All right, cool. Bring that up. Once that comes up, you see it on the screen here. MPC is up. All right. Now it's screaming for you to open up a beat. Cool, not a problem. So you just navigate to your situation, and we got a situation here because my SD card is not reading. Motherfucker. I figured that shit was gonna happen when I switched over to standalone mode. Let me do something real quick. Let me pop it in and pop it back out. Bitch. But yeah, it's a super simple process, man. It showed up and then it got. Let me do this shit one more time, man. Now my SD card acting like a hoe. Oh, bro. All right, let's do this then. We may have to switch it back in and out for some reason, and you got to be kind of careful with that too. For some reason, it'll do that where for some reason with the USB switching back and forth and stuff like that, it won't read the SD card. So just be aware of that right there, real quick. And it takes longer to go back to standalone mode for some reason. I just may have to restart it, but let's see if it's yeah, it's reading the template on here, so it should be. My SD card should be working. Let's see here, bitch. Okay, cool. Now let's go back and switch this bitch over to controller mode. Bitch. All right, read ho. Yeah, it's been an asshole. Let me reinsert the USB cable here real quick. It's been a bitch. If you don't read it, I'll just stop the video. I was gonna try to do another one, show you how quick it is, but yeah, it's been a dick right now. Yeah, but yeah, and I don't save my beats to the internal situation. Yeah. It's tripping. It's tripping. But it's all good though. Y'all saw the gist of it or whatnot, man. But I just kind of wanted to make a video on that. It's not let me check something here real quick. Maybe it's something. that's hung up on the computer side of things. Yeah, it's not reading. It's all good though, man. I wasn't gonna stay on here too long, but just wanted to show you guys how quick and simple it is to, you know what I'm saying, create something. Or what you could do, let's say for instance, you wanted to, so you have it in controller mode. I'm gonna show you one more way. All right. You can go here, and I don't have any. You can go here, and let's say for instance, you want to pull up expansion. All right. Yeah, I don't have my SD card in. So all right, so we're just gonna kind of create something real quick. Let's see. Hold up. Let me bring the tempo down. I think that's the reason why. So we're just gonna kind of like get rid of that, because basically reason is the host. So we just all right. See here, you gotta hit red. All right, cool. Shoot. This is why I do everything in standalone first, because I suck at control mode. All right, here we go. Yeah, we just end the video because it's the way it's syncing with Reason, it just won't work. So what you will have to do is go back to standalone mode, put it in Ableton Link, and it works like that. Reason is kind of real finicky when it comes to the MPC3. It just may be me, and I ain't gonna sit up there and act like I'm a guru, but it just may be me. But what I was basically trying to do is just basically you can create a kit in you know what I'm saying, and while you have it open, and you can use this as a drum module, or stuff like that. I find for me works easy when you're just in standalone mode. For some reason, standalone mode just works better, and then if you need for tracking purposes, controller works better in Reason. Certain DAWs like Ableton Live works exclusively with this situation, but Reason is a little bit, it's a little bit different of a software to kind of stroke a little bit. So I'm gonna show you how I use it in standalone mode and in Reason. So basically what you'll do is we still gonna have MPC 3 open, okay, but I'm gonna show you guys what I do. All right, all I do is create an audio track. All right, and let me see if I can pull this shit off. I think I got everything hooked up the way I need to in here. Okay. So what I do is the way I have everything set up is the outputs of here goes into, like my last night stream, it goes to a processor called the SPL Mix Dream, which is a summon mixer, just so I can get some analog flavor. That goes into SSL Alpha 8 ADAT expander. That pipes audio into the sound card Motu 828. Then I choose the input here on the audio track, which should be this one. Let me pull up just a random sound here just so I know it works. Okay, so I'm in standalone mode right now. Okay, so what I do is whatever, shut the fuck up. All right, whatever I do for as tempo, in Reason, all I'm gonna do is just match it up in here. So let's say for instance, I get here and it's gonna kind of like, I wish I had some MIDI here, but I'm just gonna choose like a random sound here. And I'm just gonna do some boo-boo garbage shit. All right, so check this out. Nah, wait, hold on. I can't play myself. I gotta find a better sound than that. Let's bring it back. All right, just gonna do something real quick like that. All right, so you got your sound there. Go back to that audio track. All right, you'll go there. And what I normally do is number one, choose a better kit. All right, we just choose something like that. All right. And then we'll just make sure we got sound coming up. Turn it up on it. All right, so if I want to record that audio from standalone mode, all right, cool. And I'll just do it like that. And I'll just use the MPC as like a drum module, for example. Take it off of monitor in. Okay. And you can even, you know what I'm saying, let's say for instance, you create you another track here, and let's say you want to choose a plugin. Go here, and let's say for instance, choose this one, and we'll create another audio track. Let's duplicate tracks and devices, and we'll just delete that. Come down here. Now you're just basically treating the MPC as a workstation. This is basically an instrument recording into Reason. My preferred method though is to do everything on the standalone mode. This be the main sequencer, and I record the sounds from Reason into here. And I did that last night on the video, so you can watch that stream last night. But the whole purpose of this video was just to show you how easy it is. My SD card for some reason is not reading in controller mode. I've been like, I don't know why. It's probably because I've been switching back and forth on the video or whatnot. But you know what I'm saying, the whole purpose of this is to show you how you can do your beats in standalone mode perfectly and stuff like that. And then once you're ready to track them out and you're on a time crunch, then you can stem them out in Reason with no problem. Otherwise, you can sync it up MIDI sync and, you know what I'm saying, have the audio separately and record it into there, but you will run into some timing issues in Reason, because it's just the MIDI clock and the sync in between this machine and Reason's MIDI internal clock, and however you set the clock and stuff like that, it just don't work and stuff like that. I haven't tried in Ableton Live. I've kind of retired Ableton Live. I got a shitload of beats in Ableton Live, but I'm over Ableton Live. Reason, I don't know what changed, but something changed about it, and I'm back on it. So, and the process I showed you tonight, it just works really, really good, and I hope it works for you guys as well. I hope the video was very informative for you all. That quick, simple process, man. As long as you can stand, you know what I'm saying, changing a couple of things on the outputs and routing those mixer channels, you should be okay. And you get stems just like that, man. Just like that. So yeah, I hope the video was informative, except for that tail end when my damn fucking card didn't want to work in controller mode. I understand that. Let me see if it'll work. Sometimes you do something in here and it'll sometimes work. Let's see. We're gonna do one more stab at it. Let's see. Let's motherfucking see. Oh, there it is. I told y'all. It is. All right, cool. I was about to shut the video down. All right, let me show you guys one more time. I was about to shut it down, man. I told you, sometimes you just got to do some work in standalone mode, then it'll work. All right, cool. I'm gonna open up one more beat and I'm gonna show you how quick this bitch is. All right, so we did that one. We did the controller mode. Bitches don't save me. We got another one in here. Ain't no way. So we're just gonna load this bitch up. All right. Okay. Once it loads up. All right, cool. So it's loaded up. We already had MPC software up. Just test out your audio. Hit play in Reason. But we're going to make sure that the audio is the same on both Reason and MPC. It's not the same, so we're going to make it the same. trying to get a gist on how that sound. All right, cool. So once you kind of verify all of your sound is working and stuff like that, again, just go to here and 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. This is gonna be a good one because I got two sequences here. All right, 15 and 16. We got 8 tracks. Should total a total of 16 tracks by way of stereo and stuff like that. So we good to go. All right, cool. Cool. What we're gonna do next? Pull up that good old rack window. Slide down here. Create our MIDI, excuse me, not our MIDI tracks, but our mix channels. You got to scroll up every time because it just auto-populate down. All right, now once you do that, we don't need this mix channel. Get the fuck out of here. All right, cool. That's it. That's all she wrote. Make sure you go ahead on the track mute. Mute all your tracks on the MPC. And, oops, I'm sorry. I'm going too fast. Now I'm gonna show you guys a trick real quick. All right, I'm in the zone now. Now what you can do is you can add effects to it. So let's say, for instance, I wanted to add a nice echo to that. Ain't no way. Ooh. That part right there. Try to find a delay plugin real quick. Let's have fun with this new one I got here. This is from UJam Retrocraft here. It's a nice little retro type of plugin here. We're gonna choose a vocal preset here.
Ain't no way. Ooh, 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 ain't no way.
Let's bring that back in. All right, cool. So we have that there, you know what I'm saying, the Retrocraft on that or whatnot. Cool, not a problem. You know what I'm saying? What it's gonna do is retain that that effect, and I'm gonna do it just for demonstration purposes here. I don't like it, but I'm gonna keep it. Matter of fact, let me rethink that, because once I committed to audio, it's a wrap. I actually like that. All right, cool. So now we're going to go ahead and commit to the audio. Just gonna go ahead and draw that MIDI clip. Right click, bounce in place. We done. Be done. All right, cool. That's it. That is, if you look at the MPC screen, that is this first sequence. We still got another sequence. Rock with me. Rock with me for a second. We just gonna slide our left and right locators over. And now what we're gonna do is put it on the second sequence. All right, cool. We initiate the second sequence, hence what the MPC3 software gonna do is say, okay, you went to the second sequence, let's get that audio. You ain't gotta do nothing else different. All you gotta do is just slide that motherfucking MIDI clip over, unmute the bitch, because if you keep it mute, you can't bounce the audio. So you gotta unmute it. Then check this out. Bounce in place. Haha. There you go. Now you have you can do it like this. You can keep it like it is, color coordinated, and do it like that. Or because it's the same tracks, you got to know which track to slide it on. You feel what I'm saying? So let's say for instance, we actually missing one, so we can slide that bitch down right here. Yep. There you go. That's it. It's the same tracks. I didn't do anything different. No addition or subtraction on the track itself. It's the same track. Mute it. Mute your MPC tracks and play the whole sequence. Bring your left locator back to 0 and play head back to 0. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? If you do need to do something different, you can always keep your tracks that you created on the mix channels there for, you know what I'm saying, safe practices. And always remember, if you need to organize yourself, just go ahead and change the color of your MPC3 BST3 track. That makes any sense. So we'll change that to a purple just so we know it's a difference. So now if you need to add something to the beat, or you want to take something away, whatever the case may be, you can always track it out again, but you'll know the difference. Okay, my audio from the box is purple, but my bounce stems is orange. Okay. And always, if you're going to do another sequence, make sure you just open up your canvas and move your left and right locators to another 8 bars and then bounce them like that, and you should be good to go. So that was a real good example. I don't think I showed you guys that everything was just like 8 bars, but that's 2 sequences in there. And look how fast that was. We got a whole beat in here. So now, you know what I'm saying, we can just, you know what I'm saying, shit. Hold on one second. We could just basically now take that part there and take this whole part here, just to give you guys a demonstration. All right, and starting to track out, and it's done. It's that quick and stuff like that. By far, this is a workflow that suits my brain and my needs and stuff like that. So basically, just to sum it up, man, work in standalone mode. Once you get your beat down pat in standalone mode, do the process that we did tonight. Into Reason, you can add on top of Reason. So I'm gonna show you another thing, and I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, man. I promise. So you can get even funky with the shit, man. Let's say, for instance, you want to add a guitar in there. All right. I'm in controller mode. I got to figure this out. Yeah. So basically, yeah. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Let me get. I'm gonna try this on the fly. Yeah, for some reason in controller mode, I just can't get the MIDI to work. I haven't had a chance to sit down and get the shit working right, but I've been struggling with that. Let me see here. Yeah, and everything is not connected. So even when I do go and add a controller here, yeah, it won't. It's supposed to be fine, but it don't fine for some fucking reason. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But let's see here. Yeah, it's supposed to read all DAWs, and it just doesn't work for some reason. And I got all the drivers in there, and I'm looking at it, and it don't work. It just don't fucking work. Hit edit here. Oh, maybe it will work. Hold on a second. And Reason has a really good tool where if you hit find, it'll detect the notes, but it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the downfall of that. You know what I'm saying? But you can add on top of there. So if you need to add like a guitar part to it, you definitely can. So you know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing this on the computer keys. You get the gist, you know what I'm saying? I had to do that on the computer keys, but it just expands what you do on standalone mode a little bit more and stuff like that, man. So, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here, or whatnot. But I kind of wanted to do a video just to kind of explain. I know that comment bothered me, you know what I'm saying, to the gentleman that made the comment. It was like, you know what I'm saying, you know, why I don't run it through the hardware. I want to. I ain't gonna even lie to you. And you can, but the MIDI sync with Reason and any other DAW, it just don't work. I don't feel like spending no extra $200 for MIDI clocks and to make sure it's all in and stuff like that, when you could do it just this way, or you could just take your session and you can export the stems out that way too, bring them into Reason, and then, you know what I'm saying, bounce them out and do all that other stuff. It's multiple different ways, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just showing you guys how I do it and stuff like that. And this works really good because I can do what I do on standalone mode, put it in here, or I can bring the sounds out of Reason, put them in here, and then bring them back in there. And then, you know what I'm saying, that's the way I track it out. So either way, you know what I'm saying, there's no right or wrong way with the MPC. It's a very, very great device, man, and stuff like that. Especially nowadays. I know the MPC was kind of scary, and it just wasn't this easy. That's why I never spent the money on it, because I was like, it's too much shit to buy just to get it in the computer. But now they made it a whole lot easier. and stuff like that. And it's a really cool machine, man. So hope that helps anyone out there that uses Reason 14. They've been trying to figure out, man, I want this and I want that. I want it to work. This works for me, and I hope it works for you as well. If you find any other ways to do it with Reason 14, not Ableton, not FL, I don't want you coming on this channel talking about, well, I do it in this program, specifically with Reason 14. Please share your thoughts and comments in the comment section and stuff like that. And I'll, chop it up with you and stuff, man. My camera is fixated, so I can't see the camera, but peace and blessings to you, man. I wasn't gonna go live tonight, but I was like, man, let me make this video right here, or whatnot. So, fun fact, tonight I tracked out 8 beats between the hours of 6 o'clock, and when I started the stream at around about 8:30 and stuff like that, doing the same method I did. That was so fucking awesome, and stuff like that. Just tracking out those beats that quick. Really cool, man. And there is really, to be honest with you, the analog outs versus the USB streaming, man, it's really hard to say one is better than the other because it sounds exactly the same. It's amazing and stuff like that. So technology has went a very long way, and stuff like that. And like I said, if you want to run this stuff through your processors, I mean, once you get it in the computer, you can do whatever the hell you want to. You know what I'm saying? It's tomato or tomato. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why you would track it out from the machine into a hardware processor, that way you don't want to fuck with it no more. But if you fuck it up, it will be committed. Always remember that. At least this way, it came out of the machine the way you created it. And then you can play around with it to get it like you want. So that's the give and take. You know what I'm saying? So don't let some of these guys on YouTube be playing y'all motherfucking mindset, talking about, man, yeah, you gotta track it out through the motherfucking preamp. Cause if you fuck up and that shit don't come out right, that's on you. You can't blame nobody else on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? This is probably one of the safe ways to do it. And then you can go back and experiment and shit like that. But once you experiment and you don't like it later on, you fucked and you're gonna have to do it all over again. So that's the give and take. Just want to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, happy creations and stuff like that. Yeah. So, y'all be good. Ain't no way. I like that track. Shit, I forgot about that. Or whatnot. Man. What I was gonna say. Yeah, like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you like it. And if you getting one of these bad boys right here, what's the next machine y'all think is going to come out? I've been kind of working around YouTube, and I think the Key 61 is going to be the next one that comes out. I think the 61 is going to be the next one come out. I ain't going to get it, to be honest with you. I'm happy with the 37. I'm not no keyboard player that goes all over the keyboard and stuff like that. This 37 fits my needs, and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, my XSE, I didn't put that bitch back in the case. It's locked up and stuff like that. It's a collector's item right now, because even though it has the same computing specs, besides the RAM, this machine right here has the 16 audio tracks. So again, that allows you to, you know what I'm saying, sample more in here, which means, you know what I'm saying, the way I use Reason as a sound module inside of the standalone mode in here, it just gives me a wide array of sounds to add in here. So it's like an Italian saying "mwah" and stuff like that. It's just really good, man. So yeah, man, y'all happy creations and stuff like that, man. Let me know if you're gonna get one of these and stuff like that. Join the crew, the MPC Key 37 Gen 2 crew and stuff like that, man. It ain't about the colorway, man. It's about what you can do with this bad boy right here. This shit has definitely revitalized my beat making. I ain't gonna lie to you. Reason was the push up, but this right here though, it's just fun, bro. It is really fun. And the addition to the oscillators they added on here, it just gives you more layers to make this thing like it was back in the early 2000s when you had the Yamaha motifs, the Core Tritons, the Roland Phantom X's, the Alesis Fusions, the Casio keyboards and stuff like that, when everything was on one board and you had the sequence, you had to do this, and you had to time that bitch out in Pro Tools just right, stuff like that. This is bringing me back and stuff like that. So that's why I'm super happy and stuff like that. Anyway, y'all be easy, y'all take care, and good nights for sure.